Hey guys, we're here today for a complete review of the Ducati Panigale 959 Corse. But enough with the chit chat, let's get on it. The 959, it's not quite 959, it's actually 955. And you have either 150 or 157 horses, depends who you talk to or what day of the week is. What I can tell you is this bike is anything but lacking in power. I'll tell you more. The first guy that comes to me and tells me that he doesn't buy this bike because he's down on power, I'm gonna slap him in the face. Associated with all that power, you also have some pretty good brakes. They are 320mm up front. You have a 245 in the back, both with Brembo monoblock calipers, front and back. Obviously, you have ABS as pretty much standard nowadays, and you have all sorts of other electronic aids to help you tame the beast. This one being the Corsa gets all-ins, front, back, and including the steering damper, which is all-ins as well. The suspensions are fully adjustable, as they should for a bike like this. They take care of the bumps in the road, but at the same time, they feel very firm, but never too much. So thank you, all-ins, for awesome suspensions. As I said, all-in suspensions front and back, and this TTX rear shock, it looks fantastic, fully adjustable. I would say that this is also a very cosmetic element of the bike. This giant yellow shock with the golden reservoir actually looks pretty good on the bike itself. One thing to note on the 2019 is the new pegs. There has been complaints of the old pegs being kind of slippery. In theory, these new machine pegs will hold your foot in place much better. This one, being the track beast that it is, you also get quick shift. Now, this quick shift is only up, but if you buy the option, you can actually install the auto blipper as well. One thing I can tell you about the transmission in general, it's very accurate, it's very precise. It could have fooled me. I thought I had auto blip going down because as I'm going for a couple of times, I kick it down and it actually lowered down the gears. So, but then I realized that if you're not in the exact RPM range, it's not going to do it. Hence, there is no auto blip. But when it comes to kick it up, it's quick, it's precise, it's what you're expecting from a Ducati quick shift. One drawback of the bike that I noticed for the time I rode it is the heat. You get a ton of heat around your legs. That's the price you pay for something that looks this good. In this particular bike, the seat is being replaced with the Ducati Performance, which it was super comfortable. This is a very soft seat. But apart from that, the seat is very slim and you feel very connected. The legs feel very inside the bike rather than hanging out. The bike comes with hydraulic clutch and obviously hydraulic brakes, which shouldn't even be said. That's just what it is. The clutch is very smooth, it's very easy to push. The lever looks like a pry bar, but other than the size, it feels pretty good. Now, this is a fantastic bike and Ducati did almost everything right. So let's give Caesar what's Caesar and let me tell you what Ducati chipped out on. First of all, the light bulb. You have day running LEDs, which look fantastic, but then the light bulbs are just regular light bulbs. They're yellow, they're not white and bright, but easy enough, you can replace it. Second piece that kind of leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, the mirrors. I just found out that the mirrors do not fold in. at all. That means that if you walk by and you hit the mirrors with your side or with your backpack or whatever, the mirror is actually going to break off. So the other thing is the swing arm. The bike has a conventional swing arm rather than the single-sided swing arm, which, come on, let's face it, single-side swing arm with the underbelly exhaust, it just looks fantastic. But on that case, I kind of understand, because single-sided swinging arm, it's kind of way more expensive than the regular kind. So, okay, see, the guy back there agrees as well. There is just one last gripe that I have to get off myself, and it's this. The kickstand is exactly under the foot peg. So to get the kickstand, you need to do something like this and put it down, or you gotta go behind the foot peg and put it down. One thing worth mentioning is that to keep the bike as light as it is, the engine is actually a structural component of the frame. Obviously, this is classic Ducati. Every little detail, it's nearly perfect. The triple clamp, the gas cap, the seat, and by the way, fantastic tail end. But on top of that, this is the Corsa version. What the Corsa version gives you is all-ins, obviously. You also have a lithium battery, which makes the bike just a little bit more light. And on top of that, if you are in Europe and you get the European version, you also get the titanium Akrapovic exhaust, while here in America we get the underbelly. In my opinion, I'd rather have the underbelly exhaust, because the underbelly exhaust absolutely looks fantastic. But they should have give, I don't know, Termignoni, Akrapovic, or whatever, rather than the regular exhaust. Do not think even for a moment that this bike is quiet. This is not. As soon as you open the throttle and unleash the power of this 959, the bike screams. It's very intoxicating when you're riding it and you start pushing it, and the sound is not just the exhaust, it's the sound of the engine itself that comes up. It's fantastic. It's just the classic Ducati sound. The Super Quattro engine sound amazing, even with the stock exhaust. The Corsa version gives you this matte finish and those Ducati Racing color scheme, and the choice from Ducati to make it matte rather than shiny, I think it was the right choice. It emphasized the lines of the bike. You can actually see every single angle of the bike. You have those mirrors that do not fold, as we said. And there is another problem with the mirrors. They vibrate quite a bit. So you're vaguely aware that there is somebody behind you, but you're not really sure what it is. Other than that, I doubt that many people will keep those mirrors. I'm pretty sure most, they're gonna replace it with some aftermarket. Since we're here, let's also talk about the dash. The dash is not a full TFT display like the Big Brother. This is an LCD, has a blue hue, which is actually kind of cool, especially at night, but it's very complete. You have all the information you need. Since we're talking about electronics, this bike has obviously quick shift, traction control, Ducati ABS, and you get customizable riding modes. The riding modes that come from the factory are wet, sport, and race. Each one of them has different level of traction control and ABS, but you can actually customize themselves. You can also customize the engine braking on the different modes. So you can make each mode just right for you. So in the end, this is a fantastic bike. It looks great, it sounds great, and it rides even better. It's very nimble, and once you're on top of it, it really gets you excited. As you guys know, I'm no stranger to other motorcycles, so it's not that I get all excited because I'm on something expensive. It's just this bike gives you a weird kind of a sensation. It really makes you feel like, oh my God, I'm on top of a race bike. Needless to say, I liked it quite a bit and I had a lot of fun on it, so much so that after this I'm gonna go ride it a little bit more. But as always, if you guys like the video, like. If you love the video, make sure to subscribe. Other than that, ride on, and I'll see you next time.